We are so privileged here on the farm that every day we're mixing with wonderful animals and just seeing the beauty of nature just blossom everywhere. And no more so than the last week, where we've had a gosling born to these geese behind me, and also 3 little chicks. So this short film is about some of the newborn life that we've had just in the last few days. Hope you really enjoy it, just like we have. This goose had been sitting on an egg for over 4 weeks, 4 and a bit weeks, and the gestation of a goose is 4 to 5 weeks. So we knew that if she was going to hatch one, it would be soon. And then all of a sudden, one day, there it was, this little thing. And of course, she wasn't very happy about people going in there. But within hours, here it is outside, swimming around, as confident as anything. The water looks absolutely filthy there, doesn't it? Which it is, but that was very clean just before this. Geese and ducks make water filthy in no time because they put mud in their mouth to sort of sift the food out, and then they spit it into the water. So it really doesn't take long to make it muddy. Just lovely to see a little thing just walking around, being protected by this threesome of geese. The mum is very, very protective, obviously, and is hissing a lot. And Jar Jar, the one with the dark beak, is the male. And he had this great habit of walking between me and the gosling. Just subtle, but sort of getting in the way. He's a lovely goose, but he just got in between the two of us. Fantastic, isn't it? Just seeing it, just pecking away and grazing. A lot of people don't realise that geese are grazing animals. Here he goes again, walking between me and the gosling. It covered a lot of ground for something quite so small. Just lovely, isn't it? Watching it observe what the grown-up geese are doing and copying them. Where's Mummy? Where's Mummy? And then a couple of days later, this little thing appeared. Now, Henny Penny there had been sitting on a whole clutch of eggs for weeks, and we had no idea whether they were going to hatch. Because she was sitting on them for so long, we put other eggs underneath her as well. So you'll see in a minute that there is a selection of eggs, not just her own. But this little fella is only a day old, and there he was, walking about and pecking away at the chick food. Really enjoying just being with his mum. And then 2 more hatched. Little yellow fluffy things. Amazing. You can see there's a whole mixture of eggs. I think there's even duck eggs in there. So we'll see what happens over the next few days and if anything else hatches. She's not a very big chicken, Henny Penny, but the way she's spread herself out. The other thing is you can see all around her crop and around her neck that it's a little bit, looks very sore, and she can be a bit feisty. She's actually really friendly,
but she can be feisty with other chickens, and I think when she has been out just to get a drink or food, she's got herself into a couple of scrapes with some of the others, probably feeling a bit broody and a bit protective. Back to the goose. Now this is now 3 days old. You can see he's already, I say he, we don't know, more confident, bigger. Incredible yellow down, same as the chicks. Absolutely gorgeous. Don't go too far, Mum. I'm with you. Walking along, grazing. They can't always tell where they're walking. A couple of times we've seen those big paddle feet just almost tread on it. I guess that's how they learn. We've not had to do anything with the chicks or with the Gosling. It's all been completely natural. They've done it all themselves. See, Jar Jar is in between me and the Gosling again. Very subtle, isn't it? Little shake of the wings there. So exciting when you see newborn things on the farm. June's an interesting month. We've had some deaths. Jeffrey the goat and Erica the day before him both died in June. Derek died a few weeks ago in June. And then just before we hit July, there's 4 new births. It's great. When he's full grown, we'll look back on this and think, was he ever really that small? So good for them really, because they're in a very safe enclosure, protected by these 3 big grown-ups. They're not going to let anything happen to him. Must stop saying him. I just don't know yet. I don't even know how we tell. If any of you out there know how to sex a goose or a chicken, come to that. It'd be quite good to know. Of course, geese and chickens aren't the only things that have been born on the farm recently. You may remember a little while ago I showed some video of the cygnets that were born. Glad to report that there still are 4 of them. I'm going to show you a little bit of film of those soon, so you can see how they've been growing over the last few weeks. It's always a bit worrying with them because they're out in the open all the time. They're not protected like these things. But the mum and dad of swans do a really good job looking after them. Isn't this gorgeous? I could watch this all day. I hope you can. This is a fairly longish video of just a couple of little babies. Little sit down, carry on eating even while you're sitting down. Lovely. Probably a bit like breakfast in bed, I guess. There's the Signets. Now this is when they were first born. This was their first day out on the water, which I showed a few weeks ago. So they're about 5 weeks old now, 6 weeks old. And this is them now. Quite a difference, isn't it? They're probably about a third, just over a third of their size. Just lazily going around, heads in the water, looking for little bits and pieces. I'll leave the last word to this little fellow. Shame we haven't got a Twitter account, otherwise I could tweet it.